My name is Marvin Tong. I'm the founder and CEO of Phala Network. So so happy that so many privacy preserving services in Polkadot ecosystem come here to share all the information. And yeah, it's an honor to be invited here. So I will make it quick. So yeah, our team is founded in 2018 Q4. So by that time, when we the prosper of decentralized applications ecosystem already rise up. So by then we realized the one thing that if we want to achieve the true Web3 version like Gavin would provided, we think we need to use a trustless way to run the applications, but in the meanwhile, we need to keep the confidentiality to the users. Otherwise, no one will use Web3 applications. So then we began to explore the technical possibilities to Web3. So basically speaking, Phala is more than just another blockchain offering confidentialities. I will Phala is based on Phala, we provide three major services to the community. The first one is blockchain itself, combines a P2P network with trusted execution environment hardware to verify the software with a blockchain for additional security assurance. And we all based on Phala, we can build a privacy preserving cloud service. And because the cloud is so special that it can keep the confidentiality when you are using the data. So in the meanwhile, we can provide your data control services back to the user. So we call it take back control from the internet. And Phala network, the blockchain itself is a privacy preserving blockchain based on substrate. Everybody know that, and we aim to become a parachain of Kusama and Polkadot. And of course, in early this year we will join the Kusama Slow auction, and after that we will join the Polkadot. And the specific function of Phala network, the blockchain, is the confidential smart contract. It means that you can run the smart contract with a trustless way, but in the meanwhile, you can keep the privacy preserving. And in another hand, Phala is a cloud computing protocol because Phala manages a global network of computation resources with very well performance and ability to scale the performance to rival, like Amazon or Google cloud platform rather than just like Bitcoin or Ethereum. So this is a very special part of Phala that we and about when we're speaking to the data on a Polkadot light paper, there is one sentence is that data is becoming a resource more valuable than ever, but we are giving it for free. So the final steps or the final version of our team is that we want to take back users control of their data to themselves, not to the like Google or Facebook companies. So this is very important. And based on this concept and the confidential smart contract ability, we applied a grant to Web3 Foundation called Web3 Analytics. It's a Google Analytics like, but decentralized version data collecting and data managing tool, not only for the developer, for the application builders, but also for yourself, for everybody user. It will coming up after the blockchain. It can run very well as a parachain. And yeah, I think the key part of today is I want to share some core technology of Phala. We all know that there are zero knowledge, there's MPC, there are trusted execution environments, three major technology of privacy on blockchain now. Phala is using a confidential technology called TEE, Trusted Execution Environment, to ensure that the owners of every worker node can't tamper with your potentially confidential code of data or all data, sorry, even while running it for you. So crucially, the Phala network, the consensus layer, the gatekeepers can manage the blockchain, also manage the end-to-end encryption between user and worker nodes. This provides the additional layer of security to make sure we don't rely solely on the TEs to protect data privacy. And as Dali just mentioned, we both think that blockchain is a very valid way to help to improve the security level of TE itself. The single TE is not so secure as you imagine. So this is why Phala use a TE blockchain hybrid architecture. So the core technical part is here. How do you verify with TE and blockchain, in two sides? The architecture of Phala is that when TE needs to verify to blockchain, the TE will send a remote attestation code to Intel or AMD, the hardware systems, and after we got an RA report from the TE inside, we will use the bridge, the bridge between TE and substrate, to write the extrinsic to the blockchain, so that the key pairs and the public key from TE and the blockchain, and they can trust with each other. And when we want to verify from TE from blockchain to TE, we run a very light client of substrate inside TE, so that we can authorize set the information from on-chain to off-chain. So that's the basic concept of Phala. But of course, it's a more complicated than that because there are so many questions. The basic design of Phala, the blockchain entities, is that we mean to ensure the security and the confidentiality of blockchain and smart contracts on it. With the introducing more security improvements, Phala is able to defend the advanced attack. How is the key question. We use three major roles. The client, which operates on normal devices, equipment without any special hardware requirements. And we also use TE worker, which operates on TE and servers at competing nodes for the confidential smart contracts. And we also have a role called gatekeepers. As you can see, they operate on TE workers and serve as the authorities and the key managers of the TE workers. So this is a very big improvement for the traditional, TE architecture blockchain. So this gives us some advantage: the privacy, the consistency, the code integrity, and safety. I will not say more here. So we got two big advantages from Phala network in this computing architecture. The first one is that we can run confidential smart contract because you can build a trust bridge between blockchain, the client itself, and the TE, right? So in this perspective, we can run data without any data, exploring into the public. We can run very confidentiality program for the user themselves, and authorization key is in user's hand. So in our confidential smart contract, we have command-like operations and query. And on the other hand, this gives us a huge cloud-like, service on substrate and to all Polkadot, ecosystem, because in the traditional blockchains, every server run the same program. It means that if you get 10 servers, but you get only one server performance because all of them run the same program. And in centralized cloud, although if you have 10 servers, you have 10 servers, performance, but you can't trust them. The control is in the cloud platform's hands. But we combine these advantages together. So this is Phala, where the trust list meet the performance is a very is we can call it a trustless cloud. Yeah, so compared with the competitors like Oasis Light and Secret, we have many advantages. I'm not saying a lot here, but yeah, and when we speak into the consensus, Phala, like we have a very specific one that we call it proof of CPU, which is Satoshi's traditional version, although it's now a proof of work, but the control is in minus the A6 hand. But in Phala, we can really make that happen that every CPU has 1 volt. How do we make that happen? We separate the consensus and the computation. So it's a 2 layers of the computation and the consensus. To make that happen, we design a very specific economic, to the miners, to the CPU miners, and to the gatekeepers, that the consensus they can sorry. The gatekeepers, they can just responsibility for the consensus, and the CPU providers, they can only responsibility to the computations. So yeah, so this is why our economic give 80% of our token to the miners, to the community, so this is a very fair distribution to the public. And yeah, so for now, we already test a lot of CPUs by the Phala community, and we have a very clear motherboard and devices list that which standard for which level of security, so that we can achieve and go in this year that we will launch our Pyrogen on Kusama first as a canary network. And in our test net for now, we already get 14,000 of cores CPUs running for Phala. It means it's a quite big computing cloud already, but we will increase it more and more, so that until one day we can replace Google or Amazon, cloud service. So yes, so after we launch on Kusama as a Pyrogen, we will not only provide our cloud service, but also we will create some very interesting use cases with privacy preserving, so that not only for developers, but general Polkadot community and Web3 user can get a feeling that, oh, you can do this, oh, you can do that. So I will put some examples as we got dark wallet, which will preserve privacy transactions and secret DeFi's, to the DeFi user, and we got Web3 and Lattice for the data user, and we also will provide some bridges that bridging from the other blockchains into TE, so that it's a more scalability bridge way rather than game theory based two-way bridge. So yeah, that's it. I think yeah. In final, our core team is include Hang Ying and one of my partner, and this is me, Marvin. We always covered our eyes to impressive the people that we are a privacy preserving service project. So yeah, so thanks for all of your time. Thank you.